Shalom and good day all, and welcome to the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude. And with this, I'll be reviewing Superboy, Son of Kal-El, issue 6 by Tom the One Trick Pony Taylor. And so let's jump into first things first, and that is the rating of these covers. With the first cover, which I'm looking at on the left hand side. Does it connect with the story in any way, shape or form? To which it does, and I give it a 7 out of 10, but the one on the right, even though it is a variant, and I do actually happen to like it a little bit more, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I'll now show you some of the artwork in connection to some of the story, to which we cover some of that too, whilst I'm showing the art. And we'll get to see around the beginning, middle and the end, and I'll be using the variant cover to show that. So, first things first, this takes place in Bloodhaven, and as we can see here, there's actually a member that's meant to be connected to the Henry Bendix Rising. And of course we have a connection to, of course, human trafficking. And this is some of the art around the beginning. I'll now move towards the middle. And here is around the middle, of course we have Jay the villain Nakamura. And he's talking about his past. But how much of it is actually true? Because I want you to take note of this issue, because something somewhat gets avoided, what happens in this issue, that happens in the next issue. And moving around the middle to end, of course we have Damian Wayne making his appearance. And last but not least, towards the end of the story, where John has taken one of the people from off the ship. And of course, I find it interesting here with Jay's reaction. And then all of a sudden, it's like his world comes to a complete halt. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the story and the areas that are affected in the story racing. So first things first, were there any comic references to any previous issues? No, but it probably would have helped. Moving into the next thing, and of course, because there were no comic references, there were points lost. And you'll see that in relation to the story racing later on. Time, we got no indication as to when some of these events are taking place throughout the day. Sure, it's nice to see it sort of like pointed out in the colouring, but how about putting in an exact time to when some of these events are happening, such as what happened at the beginning of the story. What time is that taking place? Is it happening at midnight? Is it happening at 11 p.m.? When is that taking place in relation to the human trafficking and human kidnapping? Moving into the next thing, the locations that we end up going, of course, a couple end up getting pointed out, some with signs, others pointed out directly, such as Bloodhaven, the Daily Planet, to which Jay has a Pizzagate moment, and last but not least, Star Labs, which gets invaded by Jay, Lois Lane, and also last but not least, Damian Wayne. The cast of characters consisting of Batman, Lois Lane, Superboy. We also have a character by the name of course, J. Henry Bendix, Damien, of course, and James Henderson, who is, of course, one of the senators. To which he lays out some information that, well, puts Jay's world to a bit of a halt. And I must admit, the way his face is sort of done in that image, it's almost as if some of his lies have started to fall apart, even though he claims to be speaking for the truth. So overall, total story rating for this, it gets a 6.5 out of 10. And I'll see you again at another Super Sons Fortress of Attitude, to which the next upcoming comics will be Robin issue 3. Of course, there's going to be the next issue of Son of Kal-El, which also comes out this month. And a little bit after that will be the Robin and Superman, or the Superman and Robin issue by Peter J. Tomasi. Yay! And last but not least, the latest Robin issue by Joshua Williamson. Until then, we'll see you again at the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude.